Most agents really struggle with converting when prospecting, and to be completely honest, a lot of the times is because they're following these very archaic, selfish scripts that a lot of these top real estate coaches are talking about that have never sold a house in their life, and this is just based on theory, not based on practice. And when you look at it, these scripts are very salesy, but it's what everybody's told to go follow when they get their license. So what I want to do today is explain to you why my conversion rate was so astronomically high with door knocking, and this applies to cold calling as well. So what I'm going to do is break down the ninja trick that I implemented, both in terms of the opening dialogue and what to say in the beginning, as well as how to convert at massive scale in the back end that nobody else is talking about. So without further ado, let's show you how to crush it with prospecting and drastically increase your conversion rate. What's up guys, it's Mike Schroer with eXp Realty, and I'm incredibly excited to talk about this because in the beginning, even though now I train thousands of agents every year to scale their business the modern way with social media, in the beginning I built my top producing foundation off door knocking. I did cold calling as well, but preferred door knocking just based on work ethic, as well as being able to get in front of people and actually build that rapport and establish some sort of connection and relationship. But I crushed it with my scripting. And I took a bit of a different approach than what the normal people are talking about. And I've got one of the most common scripts up here, which I'm not going to say which real estate coach it is, but you'll probably be able to put two and two together when you start hearing me say it. And I'm going to explain why so many people are following it but struggling with their conversion rate. And then I'm going to explain what I did in order to alleviate those pain points to convert at scale. So let me just first read this script and you tell me how you feel when you hear this, and then I'll talk to you about the different approach that I took and why I think you should try this as well. So this is a just sold script by one of the most famous coaches you could ever think of in real estate. Hi, this is Mike Schroer with eXp Realty. I recently sold a home in your area on 123 Main Street. It has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it sold for $500,000. We know when somebody sells a home, usually 2 more sell right away. So I was wondering, multiple options here. When do you plan on moving? How long have you lived at this address? Where did you move from? How did you happen to pick this area? So when I read that, it's selfish. It is in the agent's best interest. And what I mean by that is all of those are asks. They are all asks in the favor of the agent, transactionally related, right? So when do you plan on moving? That's instantly going to get shot down like that because nobody's planning on moving right now. And even if they are, it's like going into a store and you're looking for maybe a V-neck, for example, and you know exactly what you're looking for. When you walk into that store, well, somebody's going to come up and say, hey, is there anything I can help you with? And you're going to say, no, just browsing. Even though you're there to purchase, even though they might be moving, they're not going to say yes because you went straight for the sale. And then after that, this script goes on for, obviously you realize it could take 3 months in this market to get a new home sold. Did you know that? Like, all of this is salesy. So let me explain what I did instead. Instead of saying, hey, I sold this home, and when somebody sells a home, then more homes sell, what I would do is I would take a value-driven approach. So here's what I did with my just sold, because that was the most common one that I did in my market here, especially in a terrible market like I was in, as we are slowly in a shifting market as well. So I would find a property that sold, whether I sold it, somebody in my brokerage sold it, or just somebody in general sold it. And what I would do is I would find one that sold at the best price, right? Something that you had a talking point. So what I would do is I would knock the whole street, and you could call the whole street, whatever. Same thing applies to door knocking and cold calling. And what I would do is I would say, hey, it's Mike Schroer with eXp Realty, and I don't know if you just realized, but the property just down the street sold for $50,000 over list price in just 3 days. And I've been getting a lot of questions from people in the community asking how that might impact the value of their property. And I just wanted to know if you were interested in what that sale down the street might do to impact the value of your home. So now it's selfless. It's not, hey, I want to sell your home. When are you planning on moving? It is, hey, I just wanted to know if you're interested in how the sale of that incredible property over list price might impact the value of your home. So then from there, you've got 2 options. Either A, they're interested, or B, they're not. Most people are going to say no. If they are interested, It's very obvious. You just go for booking an appointment to view their home in person and then give them a free home evaluation. Say that it's not salesy, there's no obligation, and you just want to help them understand the value of their property in this current market in case they're making a decision now or anytime down the road. Now, if they say no, then this is where I crushed it, because most people are going to say no. So what I would say then is, hey, no worries. I completely understand. You've got a gorgeous home and I'm sure you're absolutely loving it. But one more thing. I just wanted to know if you'd be okay if I sent you my monthly market update. A ton of people in the area are signed up on it and people love it, because all that it does is it gives you all of the information every single month on all the sales, all the listings, all the average days on market, the expired, terminated. It gives you all of the information related to this community. So over the months, you can just keep your finger on the pulse of how the market's doing. And then if you ever consider making a transition down the road, at least you'll have the data at your fingertips. And by the way, you can opt out of that market report with one click at any given time, but the feedback on it has been incredible because it provides so much value. That converted at a ridiculous amount for two reasons. The second reason is creative. The first reason is because now again, you're offering something of value and you hear the dialogue in the language I use. People in our community, if you're farming it, right? Nobody wants to be first. So when you say, hey, others are on this market report and the feedback has been positive or great, that means they're not the first to do it. Other people are liking it. Well, they will like it too. They don't want to be the first. Now, the creative aspect of the conversion is that on most market report softwares, whether it be in the MLS or on your CRM, whatever you happen to be using, it will actually show you how frequently somebody opts in and views the market report. So what I would do is after I sign people up on the market report every day after I went door knocking for a few hours, I did 3 hours a day every single day for my first 6 months, then what I would do is I would go home, add them to the market report. And every week I would just look at who's opening the market report. And usually what you're gonna see is people opening it once a month. But then every single time, there ends up being some month, 3, 6, 8, 10 months down the road where they view it. Sometimes I saw somebody view it 23 times in that 1 month. More commonly, they will go from viewing it once a month to maybe 7 or 8 times a month. So now you've got a reason to reach out to them based on data. So what I would do is say, hey, John, I just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. I noticed that you opened up the market report a few times. Just wanted to see if you have any questions about the market or your property specifically or anything else I can do to help. And when you take a value-driven, selfless approach, it converts astronomically higher than this stuff that is completely salesy and tailored in the agent's favor in a selfish approach. So this is what I did in order to skyrocket my conversion with prospecting. Hopefully it helps you. I would love to know if you've got any ninja tricks that you've been implementing in order to increase your conversion rate as well. So thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.